Hey YouTube, Mattermax762 here. I haven't done a video in a long time because as I threatened, I forgot. I've just been very busy and stuff like that. As I said, I really hadn't even made the channel public or anything. I mean, it's open for anybody, but I hadn't bothered to tell people I had it since I wanted to have some background and a bunch of stuff on it before I sent people the one video before I, made a commitment and stuff like that. And like any other hobby, sometimes you just put it on the side burner. So that's why I've disappeared. Nothing interesting. And it's funny because I think I have like 4 views. So, and as I hadn't told anyone, so out there on the internet, somebody found me. I don't know how, but whatever. So that's all aside. I wanted to actually change up instead of doing something economically based or news based or something. And just an interesting thing that I found socially. I don't want to give enough details, but late 20s right now, and I full-time job, back to school, and I'm very happy with where I am. Actually, I have a budding career, and it's only going to keep getting better. I'm generally happy to go back. I don't need more schooling. In fact, when I signed up for the class, the advisor said, like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Work's paying for it. It's something for me to do. I want to keep learning, be better. Maybe I'll focus on getting another degree and change gears. Who knows?" I just need stuff to do. I want structure. I very much enjoy academics overall. I mean, I have a lot of qualms about the academic system, but that's not what this video is for. So I will spare that, but I think that's probably going to be one of my next ones. And that's probably going to be years long, since I could go for days about that issue. But all that aside, it's kind of interesting, people who stay in school longer for either higher degrees or they may take some time off or something like that, they tend to be a little bit behind career-wise. Those who even have the, masters, PhDs, or any other sort of like certification, like grabbing any of the series, or, like a CPA, things like that, it takes a little bit longer to get the career rolling, and thankfully nobody's really looked down upon me for doing that and staying in school longer. And I've always said the same thing too. It's not a race. Obviously everybody wants to go out there and make some good money or get into the job they want, even if they're not very concerned about how much they're going to make. They want to do what they want to do and they want to roll with it, which understandably. There's other aspects of life that people focus on too in their 20s. And it's kind of slowed up for me. A lot of people are, settling down. I've lost count of how many weddings in the past couple years. I have godchildren, which is terrifying, so please, friends, do not die, because I don't want your kids. And actually, I love them, but they're better with you. But no, what I was trying to get to originally with this, and sidetracking myself, as I said, I like to do all these just as I talk, basically, and I've thought a little bit maybe do some of these scripted, but basically what I was trying to get into, it's interesting as I've seen more people are happier, like they're settling down, and a lot of that settling down includes doing less, and that kind of just makes me sad. And at the same time, like, there's people I've given up contact with, former friends, because they're excited to do less, to be less. Like, I've never been a huge TV fan. Like, there's a couple shows I've enjoyed it. I really only follow right now, like Trailer Park Boys and House of Cards. That takes an hour a week. It's not a lot of dedication, but it's from all walks of life. People are just come home, they goof off, and I mean, it's not even like friends who are single. They aren't going to go back to school, and they're happy with that. That's fine. I'm not saying everybody has to keep working to be better, but they're not even like, they're not doing a pickup football league or something like that. They're just, I don't know what they're doing with themselves. They're just chilling. So it's like, and it's harder. I'm like, okay, what's the benefit in this? We all need time to de-wind and do stuff. And I know my personality is very, very go, go, go. Let's do stuff. Why am I in a grad level math class? For fun, because I'm a nut job. But, like, as I said, it's not even like going to be a career benefit for me or anything. It's just, I need that kind of challenge. And I understand, obviously, I like to relax too. I enjoy when I get some free time. But I don't really structure it in quite yet for my life, because I can still go 6 days a week 15, 16 hours a day without a problem. And I still can, take care of all my adult duties like shopping and paying bills and things like that. So I do enjoy, I get a sense, like I said, like for me, my free time is already booked up because I want to see my friends and family. And so, I really don't have the time to just sit there and browse the net or do it. But it's like, what are you going to, like, why are you setting yourself where you're making sure you don't have to do anything for this time? Like, yeah, you may go out to dinner with friends and stuff like that. And I've made scheduling changes to catch up with people. And, I think there's been this, like, what the whole point of this is there's been an interesting rift between people. You go through your high school years and your younger years in college and you lose touch with people and you have different plans. And, people just fall out of touch. But it's weird that I'm re-seeing this, like, high school rift that I'm not playing the game that they're playing, so we can't be in the same crew anymore. And it's weird, like, that's high school stuff. Like, we don't both have to be jocks or whatever stereotype you want to throw together. And I didn't really even see that too much in high school. So it's kind of like a weird thing to, like, see this thing that I was told is going to be a big threat in my life, and it didn't happen. And now it's kind of happening. Like, the other thing, too, is I have a good amount of friends with kids now, too, as I said earlier, and I'm still in touch with them. Like, obviously, they're busy, and I'm going to understand that children come first, wife comes first, things like that. But, when it comes to they get some free social time, they want to still hang out. I'm not ostracized for not having kids. I was told that's another one that's going to happen. It hasn't really happened. I see them less, but they have more important stuff to do. Just like on 3 o'clock on a Wednesday, I'm not hanging out. I'm at my job. I have a job. So does it's like, you got to put as adults, we all have to put our wants behind our needs, and we got to take care of ourselves, but it is what it is. So, but no, that's, as I just said, I wanted to kind of do something a little different and kind of just babble about life for once, and I'm going to guess that's probably what everyone would rather hear than anything boring about the news and any sort of professional babble. So, okay, well, here's one. We'll just throw this in real quick. I'm actually very surprised that oil's only going up so low and everything like that. It's there. Ooh, cool. Now I'm covered for being educational. But, no, this rift has been kind of surprising to see. As I said, it was something that was threatened that it was going to happen at different times, and apparently now everyone was going to have their lives together in some form or be very dedicated to the path or starting to change a path, but already of having, like, their foot in the door of something. But now people are not really wanting to be doing stuff. I mean, I can understand things, like when you're older and you want to slow down a little bit, you might not want to go at a suicide pace. You might want to say, I want to make sure I can go out and have dinner every night. I want to have, like, a thing. But it's like, these guys aren't even picking up, like, a bridge club or something, not a non-physical activity even. It's just like the idea of making commitment outside of whatever commitments they already have is just too much. And I guess it's kind of caused this rift and losing some touch with some people, and it's a shame. But I mean, if I'm there and I'm gonna keep going on this path of wanting to be a better me every day, and they're just wanting to kick it or anything, I mean, like, you saw that after high school, like the people who weren't looking at colleges, the people who weren't taking a trade up, the people who weren't looking at the military, or anything. They're just like, I'll figure it out. And sometimes people do need that time in their life to figure out what they want, and nothing's wrong with that. I never look down upon anybody who's actually sorting themselves out. Like, I can definitely say I knew some people who hustled pizza for a while, and then they go, okay, no, I'm done with this. I have failed it out, or they fell in love with whatever they were doing. And that can happen, but it's just kind of surprising to me. It's so young. I mean, not even 30, and people are just ready to become veggies. I mean, and of course, these are the people that want more, too. They're like, oh, yeah, I really need the 62-inch TV, not the 60-inch. But they're not going to put in the midnight oil to go buy it at work. They're just still going to sit and watch the 60-inch and then look down upon, be like, oh, yeah, look at Matt or Max. He's back in school for no good reason. What an idiot. Well, yeah, I agree. I'm an idiot for that, but I don't know. It seems like that lack of motion creates a lot of negativity. And, I'd be happy if anybody wants to get a butt kicking and a deal rolling or something, Happy. I don't hold anything against these people. It's just, it's hard to say, like, yeah, on Tuesday night, I'm just gonna sit and watch movies all night. I mean, even if you want to dedicate some alone time or something, that's fine. Or maybe you're a film buff or something. Why aren't you doing something of it or with it instead of just being? And I don't know. Maybe this is like something that's only with this younger generation that's starting to happen. And I understand people want to spend time, but I don't know. This whole like just vegging out and having that factored in is like that's their thing. Kind of sad to me. And, you know, I said it's harder to keep up with these people because they have work gripes. We all have work gripes, but it's like, what else is happening in your life? What else are you doing? Like when we catch up, obviously we're gonna gripe about our careers. Everybody does it. That is part of being a person. You know, it's like the thing to talk about after you're done the weather. But you know, I can say, oh man, this thing happened at school, or I was, you know, there's this going down, or you know, I just hit a new personal record on my squats. Like, yeah, I'm still at the gym. This is great. And they're like, yeah, well, I've been watching this show and that show, and it's like, okay, that's cool. It's TV, like if that's your thing, but it's not like, you know, they don't hold a party to watch the new season of whatever's on, or they don't do things. It's just kind of being passive. And I don't know, I guess that kind of really just doesn't sit so well with me anymore, or ever. But they don't, as I said, they see a lot more negativity towards them, like, oh, you're throwing your life away by constantly going all the time. You don't chill out. It's like, yeah, you're right, I am, but that's what I chose to do. I'm happy with this, and at the same time, I don't think, actually, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope I can still be running this hard at 70. But I'd much rather do it then, and now this other stuff too. If I want to change gears, I'm going to be certified to do all this crazy new stuff and have all these options open where you're going to be like 50 and realizing you're really unhappy, and there's not going to be a lot of doors you can change to, where they're all going to still be open to me, and more all the time. So I guess, as long-winded and as babbly as this is, I'm just trying to say, like, just do something with yourselves. Like, if you don't want to do something with yourself, you don't have to. I'm not saying everybody has to be like me or should be like me, but I don't know, I really just don't like this trend, and I'm seeing it a lot more in people, and it just kind of makes me sad. So I really hope that all my viewers, whoever they are, probably like 3 Nicaraguan guys who have never heard of me and just like to laugh at me and my awesome traps. See, they're getting better. No, they're still terrible. But it, you know, it's just strange. I didn't think I'd be isolated for being a happier person, but I guess negativity, it's difficult for people to absorb that. So it is what it is, and I'm sure I've rambled on and nobody will watch this video or care what I say. So I'm just going to end it here, and I hope everybody there is a happier person and strives to be a better person for however they are. Maybe, you know, learn, you know, the simplest thing, I'll just end it with this, learn something new every day. It doesn't have to be important. You know, learn a coworker's middle name, learn what color ladybug is, you know, are, things like that. You're just a better person. And because I have lived that lifestyle, I need to get on Jeopardy. So, but it is what it is. So just hopefully all you guys are happier, better people. And I know I'm probably sounding like a hippie for once. Ugh, I'm ashamed of myself. So you all take care.